Tennessee Titans fans, we are introducing a new segment on the channel today called the Two-Tone Top 5. This is where I take a category and I give you the top 5 in that category, in my personal opinion. And today's category is the top 5 moves that the Tennessee Titans have made so far this offseason. Now, it is June 17th as of this recording. The offseason's not over. There are still moves probably to be made down the line. But up until this point, June 17th, these are the top 5 moves that I feel like the Titans have made so far this offseason. And tomorrow, I'm going to be back giving you the top 5 worst moves that I think the Tennessee Titans have made so far this offseason. So be on the lookout for that. But for today, it's the top 5 best moves of the offseason for the Titans so far. And I'm already cheating right off the bat because I'm going to give a couple of honorable mentions. Not quite in the top 5, but deserve a mention. And the first one is the hiring of new GM Mike Borgonzi. Now listen, the reason this doesn't quite crack the top 5 is because I got to see it pan out before I just declare that it's a huge success. We got burned on J-Rob. We got burned on Ran. I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. I want to see how it plays out. With that being said, I will stand by the fact, and I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I still feel like the Titans handled the Ran Carthon situation horribly. I still feel like it was a bad look for the organization because of things that have happened over the past couple of off seasons. I just think it was a bad look. But under the circumstances, I do think they hired the best possible candidate. I think they hired the top candidate on the market. And I love his attitude. I love what he brings to the table. So he gets honorable mention. And hopefully in years to come, this will be an easy top 5. Another honorable mention, trading Kenneth Murray to the Dallas Cowboys for a 6th round pick. Kenneth Murray left a lot to be desired last season. And the fact that the Titans were able to get anything in return for him, pretty remarkable. Just go ahead and tell you. Sebastian Joseph Day being brought back. I liked that move a lot for the Titans. That's why it gets an honorable mention. Sebastian Joseph Day was a really good rotational player on the defensive line last year. Not a starter, but a good rotational guy. Made some nice plays. It was a no-brainer to bring him back, and I'm glad the Titans did the right thing. And I'll throw Keandre Coburn's name in there too. I liked them bringing him back as well. Those are good rotational guys. And the last honorable mention was signing Draymond Jones. Listen, the Titans need help getting to the passer. I still don't think they were able to address that need the way they needed to so far this offseason, because they have so many other needs that they've had to address. They did draft Femi Oladipo in the 2nd round, but getting Draymond Jones can hopefully help them in that way at the linebacker position, outside linebacker, but also veteran player, brings confidence, brings character, brings leadership to the locker room. And you could say the same thing about Tyler Lockett, guys like that on the offense. So I like that signing for a lot of different reasons. 1-year deal, so if it doesn't work out, big deal. Number 5, we are in the top 5 now, and hiring a new special teams coach. First of all, regardless of who they hired, firing Colt Anderson, acknowledging that needed to happen, and going out and getting somebody else is a great thing to see for numerous reasons. Number 1, the Titans special teams have to be better because they were absolutely atrocious. You watched it, you know they were horrible. That's the first thing. But also, what was one of our big complaints with Vrabel? He had his people that he liked. He had his buddies. He had his people he trusted, Todd Downing, and he elevated them. No matter if there were better options out there or not, he was going to be loyal to the people who were loyal to him. And people were scared regarding Brian Callahan. Colt Anderson's his buddy. Is he going to keep him around just because he's his buddy? Well, he didn't. And that's a good thing to see, that Brian Callahan was at least able to acknowledge, okay, our special teams are horrible. Love you, Colt. You're a good dude. I'd do anything for you, but you gotta go. And then the fact that they hired this maniac, John Fossil, to come in and be the special teams coach just is the cherry on top, because I think he's going to do a great job. Similar to like Bill Callahan with offensive line, a very respected special teams coach that I think is going to be what the special teams group needed. We saw the Titans special teams actively contributed to them losing games last season, and hopefully this guy can help straighten that out. But either way, it was a great thing to see the Titans acknowledge the problem and attempt to fix it. As we continue on the top 5 best moves of the offseason so far for the Titans, number 4, signing Cody Barton to come in and play linebacker. Linebacker is one of the positions that I'm most concerned about for the Titans because they weren't able to address it the way they needed to. We've got unproven guys who are going to have to step up, like Cedric Gray, James Williams. These are guys that we're hopeful for, but we just don't know because we've seen so little of them. But Cody Barton being brought in, I don't know if this move would have made the top 5 if I had made this list a month ago, but after minicamp and OTAs and seeing his leadership and seeing the way that he is kind of stepping up in a big way on that defense and bringing some life, I really like this signing. I think he's probably better than any of the linebackers that the Titans had last season. I think he's better than Kenneth Murray. I think he's better than Otis Reese. I think he's better than Jack Gibbons. I think he's better than any of them probably. And I think he brings good leadership. So I love this signing for the Titans. I'm still worried about the linebackers because who's going to play beside of him? There's not a lot of depth at that position. I still feel like the Titans need to make another signing somewhere down the line just to add some depth because that linebacker position is still really thin. Number 3 on the top 5 moves the Titans have made this offseason, drafting Ellio Manor at the end of the 4th round. I love this pick. There's a lot of different draft picks I could talk about. On the surface, I really like the Titans 2025 draft. We'll see how it pans out, but I really like Femi Oladejo. I really like Kevin Winston, Gunnar Helm. I like all of those picks, but this one in particular, I really was ecstatic about because when we were all doing mock drafts, because that's what we do from January to April, we just obsessively do mock drafts. I had the Titans potentially taking Ellio Manor in like the 2nd or 3rd. Like I was high on him because of what he did to Travis Hunter. I've been watching the Astro World documentary, so Travis Scott's on my mind. Terrible situation, by the way. If you haven't watched that documentary and you're into that sort of thing, go watch it. But anyway, Travis Hunter, seeing what Ellio Manor did to him in college, I was already intrigued by him, the big physical nature, the speed. I was all about him. He reminded me of some of those big physical wide receivers that we already see in the NFL. So when the Titans were able to get him at the end of the 4th round, I was ecstatic, and I remain ecstatic about this pick. I'm very excited about him. Obviously, wide receiver, a major need for the Titans, as always, and hopefully Ellio Manor can come in and help provide some stability, along with Chimere Dike as well. 2 more. Number 2, Kevin Zeitler. Signing Kevin Zeitler to come in and play right guard, I think, is a great move. I was one of the people I actually didn't feel like Dylan Radins was that bad at right guard last year, and I was not opposed to bringing Dylan Radins back because I thought he did an okay job. But then when I saw that they signed Kevin Zeitler, I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll go with Zeitler. That's an upgrade over Dylan Radins. God bless Dylan Radins. Listen, the Titans offensive line has been trying to find their way for years. And I think signing a guy like Kevin Zeitler, a proven veteran player who's consistent, plays well, plays hard, but also, just like I talked about with Draymond Jones and Tyler Lockett, a guy who's going to bring leadership to the offensive line, a guy who's going to bring experience, a guy who's going to bring leadership to the locker room. And I really like this signing for an offensive line desperately trying to find their way. I really like this signing of Kevin Zeitler, a big old nasty tough guy. And then number 1, I mean, come on guys, drafting Cam Ward first overall for a lot of different reasons. Number 1, I like his character. I like his spunk. I like his confidence. I like his smack talk. I like his swagger. I like all of that stuff. Now, ultimately, you got to back it up on the field. It's one thing to talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. We all know that. So we'll see. Hopefully, time will tell, and he'll back it up. But his ability, his release of the ball, his off-schedule plays, his story that proves how determined he is and how he can overcome adversity, which we've already seen some of in the mini camp and OTAs. But I love the message that it sends from the Titans to their fans. They are essentially saying, we understand how bad things are. And I said this before the draft in defense of drafting Cam Ward when people didn't want to do it. I said, you cannot fix anything until you have the right guy at quarterback. You have to figure that out or nothing else matters. It's just a fact. And so I'm really happy that the Titans did this because it showed that they understand the importance. We've got to get this quarterback thing fixed or else it doesn't matter what else we fix. This organization is lifeless. This organization has no character, no culture at all. So what we're going to do is we are going to go draft a guy with the character, the leadership, the confidence, the swagger, the ability to come in and help turn things around. We saw what it did with Jaden Daniels in Washington, CJ Stroud in Houston. We've seen it recently where guys are able to come in and help change the culture. And all of a sudden, things are happening that you didn't expect to happen in Houston and Washington. And Tennessee wants to try that here. I love that it's an aggressive move. I love that they had their options and they still chose to do this, showing how much they believe in him. I love everything about it. I'm excited. And I wasn't excited for the season before the draft. I guarantee you that. There was not much coming out of last season that excited me about the Tennessee Titans until this. So, that's my top 5 moves that the Titans have made so far this offseason. Tomorrow, I'll be back with the top 5 worst moves the Titans have made so far this offseason. God bless you, everybody. Tighten up. Bye.